my tier that I have coming up. So first, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. So first, trying so many bosses was fun. So as a gaming journalist, like by trade, I've learned to be a journalist since I was young, and it kind of irks me how a lot of like when I say gaming journalists, it's the guys who are just like, this is too hard, everything's a Souls-like. It's like, no, this is a Souls-like game, right? So the thing about playing Souls-likes is knowing what you're getting into. You don't expect a game to be handed to you on a silver platter. If you want to do gaming journalism, you take apart the game from every bit that it has. You take it from every aspect. From the gameplay, to the environment design, to the caliber of the character creation, the dialogue, you name it. We're here to help we're here to help show people what the game is like. And that's why I became a Let's Player ever since the beginning. People muddle down Souls-like into difficulty when it's much more than that. Exactly. Like, even though we have the whole get good culture stemming from Souls-like games, it's because of quote-unquote journalists like that who say every game is a Souls-like. No, it's not. Like, I come from a hardcore realm of gaming. I've been an FPS player. I play PvP for fun in FPSs. No casual player wants to touch PvP because you're literally testing metal against metal at that point. It's map design, boss design, user interface, art direction, story, and so much more. Exactly. And so these are all the different things we have to look at to help show players what's happening in a game. The fact I made it this far, compared to a lot of other journalists, I find people who dub themselves such as insulting to an extent, because yes, there is the level of accessibility for a lot of gamers, 100%. That's absolutely fine and normal. Being able to take your time, have that easy mode, that's fine. Certain games are meant to have an easy mode. Games like this are meant to make you struggle, to make you push past, and that's the beauty behind it. It's so much catharsis. Like, Hollow Knight is labeled as a Souls-like, when only the real thing the Souls-like game is losing money when you die, and the fact it's difficult. Exactly. So I would still kind of equate it as a Souls-like in that aspect of just losing money when you die, but in the realm of it, Hollow Knight is a Metroidvania. And that's a coined term by us as gamers. Is that like, no, you guys think this is hard? Go back and play the old Castlevania games. Go back and play the old Metroid games. None of things that we have today compared to what we had back then. And what we had back then can't compare to today. Everything that has been is compounded experience from everything we've done growing up. And that's the issue of like new people coming into games these days, is they don't have that experience backed into them of like, all right, go the wrong way before you go the right way, because that's how you get the better loot that's going to level you up to get ready for the next thing. That's why I take so long in a lot of these games, because I'm going to go explore every nook and cranny. And that's the thing a lot of other gaming journalists have done that current media makes difficult for us, because like now you can just go and search the wikis on like all these different things. Souls-like should never have an easy mode. What makes Souls-like games so good and enjoyable is the feeling when you finally beat a hard boss. It's the reward in the struggle. Absolutely. 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 Like, that's something that's really big in a Souls-like game, is can you read the boss patterns? Or are you just going to bonk it with a big stick and deal a buttload of damage? If you look at my current weapons, mine are based in dex. I am a death by 1,000 cuts player. I'm going to keep dodging and dance circles around the boss until it's dead. That's how I play. Then you see the speedrunners who just go in butt naked with a big ass with a big ass stick. And that's a 100% valid form of gameplay. So going back to video games and journalism here, is that you need to, like, a lot of everyone needs to think more outside the box than a linear gimme gimme gimme. I get it that games have a lot more of a time crunch of, alright, we only have this much time to review the game. That's fine, that's understandable. With me as a Let's Player, I'm going to take the time to actually show features of the game. I'm going to take time to actually like, hey, go this way, go that way, check this out, you know, to show you all these different details and aspects of the game while not spoiling too much. Like right now, this screen right here behind me shows what it's like to be an endgame player. Now that doesn't mean Souls-likes are for everyone, nor should they be. It's a game formula that doesn't need to be adjusted or changed to adapt to a more broad audience. The game isn't meant for that. Absolutely. And video games, like, that's why certain games have the ability to pick between easy mode, hard mode, normal, you name it. But definitely, like, this is, like, Souls-likes, how do I put this? They're not the echelon of gaming, and it's not the one game fits all kind of thing. Everyone has that specific niche that really sticks out to them. For some friends, it's a racing game. For others, it's a shooter. For me, I love puzzle games, in actuality. And I'm not going to put a puzzle game on easy just so I could, like, solve how to do it faster. No. I'm going to take the time to actually solve it. And that's what a lot of Souls-like are is, too. They're more like action puzzle games. Can you read the opponents? Can you do this? Can you do that? And that's what I feel a lot of other gaming journalists don't do right. Is they're not taking the time to experience the game. They're just taking the time to speed through it, have that give me, get that review out, and get your critique in, and move on to the next game. No. When was the last time you got to sit down and enjoy a game and just take it all in? That's the biggest part. That's the best part about gaming, is that as a medium, video games immerse you into a whole new world unlike our own. Yes, everything is similar. Yes, everyone here is human. But then the monsters we fight, the city we're in, all these different aspects are really what makes video games beautiful and unique. And that's really it. It's how do you put yourself in that world? How do you get better? How do you be the hero of the day? Or the villain, depending on what game you're playing, you know? So yeah. So what Souls-likes are get good, yeah. So what Souls-likes are built upon is fair and honest difficulty. If you take that away, you take away the experience of the game's trying to offer. Exactly. That's why I hate speedrunners and timed event things making you rush things. Yeah. So speedruns, okay, speedrunning is a whole different art form in the video game medium. It's hilarious to see. Like, Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy is another beautiful game that I might try to take a crack at some point. I'm like, I might stream it, I might review it, who knows? But the matter of the hand is that a game's difficulty does not equate to its quality, if that makes sense. It shouldn't take away from what you can experience with it. You're going through a tough area, you're getting swarmed by the enemies? Well, what can you do as the player to make it easier for yourself? What can you do to fight better? Do you just rush into a group head on? Do you just go around, take out the specific ones you need to get to where you go from point A to point B? Like a horror game, right? In some aspects, I would treat certain games like horror games. Just get from room A to room Z as fast as possible while avoiding monsters B, D, E, F, and Q, you know? Like, it's things like that. So, point and message of this little recording is, video game journalists, really please take the time to look into the game you're playing. Be immersed. Nothing else matters. It's just you, the story, and the game. And in my case, well, right now, hanging out with chat. And just experiencing the game with everyone. Alright? And that's why I'm still a Let's Player to this day. Taking away the difficulty or adding an easy mode to a Souls game is like removing jump scares and tension from a horror game. Well said. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Work for the ending. Don't have it be given to you on a silver platter. That's why I've managed to avoid so many spoilers in a lot of games. And so, no matter what game you play, take the adventure and ride with it. And with that, I'm going to end the recording here. and I'm going to continue to live stream. So if you guys want to see how the rest of the game goes, make sure to follow us over on the YouTube side. And well, you guys know what to do. It's YouTube. Every YouTuber has said it. I'm not gonna say it out loud.